Hello, everyone. I'm Maria Sarraf, Practice Manager for Environment, Natural Resource, and the Blue Economy, covering the West Africa region at the World Bank. I'm very excited to be part of today's Climate Finance virtual event, talking to you from Washington, D.C. The fight against climate change is at the heart of the World Bank Group twin goals of reducing poverty and boosting shared growth. That's why the World Bank Climate Action Plan, announced in June, dedicates an average of 35% of the World Bank Group financing to climate action for the next 5 years. The World Bank has also launched a new instrument called the Country Climate and Development Report, or we refer to it as CCDR. The CCDR will help prioritize climate action in our client countries. It will analyze how climate change impacts countries' development and identify resilient building steps that improve growth and development. In West Africa, we are preparing 3 CCDR this year alone, one for Cameroon, one for Ghana, and a regional one for the G5 Sahel. That's for Burkina Faso, Chad, Niger, Mali, and Mauritania. Unfortunately, as you know, the world's poorest country account for less than 1/10 of greenhouse gas emissions, but are the most vulnerable to the impact of climate change. Africa exemplifies this with increased occurrence of drought, flooding, and coastal erosion, not to mention additional climate-induced migration, ethnic tension, pastoralist right, and land tenure. Across sub-Saharan Africa, the World Bank estimates that about 83 million people could become climate migrants by 2050. Moreover, with the COVID pandemic, 120 million people face acute food insecurity, an increase from 73 million back in 2019. Let me now focus on 2 programs in the Africa region that deeply recognize the poverty, environment, and climate nexus. I'll be talking first about the Great Green Wall Initiative, which focuses on landscape restoration, and then I'll be talking about the West Africa Coastal Area Management Program, or Waca. So let me first start with the Great Green Wall Initiative. The Great Green Wall is an initiative that aims to restore 100 million hectares of degraded land, sequester 250 million tons of carbon, and create 10 million jobs in 11 African countries by 2030. In January 2021, at the One Planet Summit in Paris, countries and partners came together and renewed their commitment to the Great Green Wall. The World Bank committed to invest $5.6 billion between 2020 and 2025. Through this commitment, we will implement about 60 projects in a variety of sectors and contribute to climate-resilient communities. We are already implementing from that commitment projects totaling $2.5 billion and have approved since January an additional $1.4 billion. This is not our first commitment to the Great Green Wall. Between 2012 and 2020, the World Bank has implemented the Sahel and West Africa program in support of the Great Green Wall. We refer to it as SAWAP. The program received over $1 billion from the World Bank and the Global Environment Facility. We have recorded impressive results with over 1.6 million hectares of land placed under sustainable land management and about 19 million beneficiaries. To have transformative impact, we will need to overcome many challenges because of the size of the land, the huge financing required, the complexity of geopolitics, and of course, the difficulty of coordinating across institutions and borders. That's why we are working with the African Union, France, the UNCCD, and many other partners to make the Great Green Wall Initiative a reality. Let me now talk to you about our second flagship program at the World Bank, referred to as the West Africa Coastal Area Management Program, or Waca. So this program aims at reducing coastal erosion faced by many West African countries. West Africa coastal area hosts about 1/3 of the region's population and is about 130 million people and generates 56% of its GDP. But the coastal area is under stress because of infrastructure, city expansion, population pressure, overuse of marine resource, as well as the impact of climate change. The World Bank estimates that flooding, erosion, and pollution in Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Togo, so 4 countries only, cost about $3.4 billion in damage every year if no action is taken. That's why the World Bank developed the Waka Program and committed about $220 million to support countries better manage their coastal area. The Waka Program is already being implemented in 6 countries, in Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Mauritania, Sao Tome and Principe, Senegal, and Togo. And we are expanding the program to include 3 additional countries this year: Gambia, Ghana, and Guinea-Bissau. Here again, the scale of the challenge requires a concerted effort. That's why we are working with many partners. We're working with regional institutions such as YMU, or the West African Economic and Monetary Union. We're working with a lot of academia, like the University of Cape Coast in Ghana. We're working with, of course, many local communities, with Knowledge Hub in Europe and elsewhere, and with the private sector. Waca also supports countries move beyond traditional management approach. It brings engineering expertise while giving a special focus on nature-based solutions, such as the regeneration of mangrove, which is really important for coastal protection. In Benin, for example, Waca helped build dikes to manage the flow from the Mono River. As a result, more than 3,600 households were less exposed to flooding. In conclusion, let me tell you that through these 2 programs, we will build corridor of growth to create jobs, diversify the economy, and generate revenue. Thank you so much for listening in.